What if I told you that it's easy to get ahead of 99% of people? And this is because there are only 3 levels that you're gonna be facing to get to the top 1%. Level 1, the comfort zone. Level 2, the fear zone. And level 3, the growth zone. And in today's video, I will show you a step-by-step guide on how to clear each level. And you'll see that it takes you less than 5 minutes a day. Start with level 1, the comfort zone. 99% of people are in this level, but only 50% of you will make it past this level. And there are 2 things you need to understand to make it into the fear zone. Number 1, you have discipline. You just don't know where to put it. Every single one of you has discipline, or at least you have the ability to be disciplined in something. You just don't know where to put it. You see, a lot of guys make the mistake that they don't even know what their goals are, right? You'll see a successful guy, he's always on their phone, so you'll assume, oh, I gotta do the same. But what ends up happening is that the goals that you create based on the people that you see on your phone often are unattainable, making you wanna stay comfortable in this zone and never even try. But if you realistically figure out what goals you want, and you can realistically achieve them yourself, you're gonna see discipline come out like you've never had before. And this is exactly what I'm trying to do with the Institute that launches September 15. It is a brotherhood where we'll travel around the world, learn from real world experiences, and grow together as one, which I'm gonna show you the benefits of that later on in this video. But when you find that purpose as a man, you become unstoppable. Motivation, it will be limitless, which exactly takes me to my next point. Number 2. The truth about motivation. If you're not motivated, it's for 2 reasons. It's either you don't like what you're doing, or you don't understand the reason why you're doing it. Take your parents, for example. When they wake up early to go to work, they don't need your typical motivation. They understand the necessity, the why, because without work, they can't pay for the house. They can't feed you or themselves, or they can't have clothes to wear. The problem is, you don't have these pressures on you. I can guarantee you that if you have a family and you knew that they were coming up short, let's say on their house payment, they couldn't pay their house, you would figure out how to make money. You need to find what drives you. And then you need to understand why you're doing that something, as this is gonna fuel your motivation. And once you do, I want you to use a trick called streaks to build discipline. Just like apps like Snapchat and Duolingo do. I want you to grab a physical calendar and mark it every day you complete that task to create a visual representation of your progress. This taps into the sunken cost fallacy. Once you've invested time in maintaining a streak, you're more likely to keep it up because you don't want to lose all your progress. Now, you understand the truth about motivation. By understanding that you already have discipline and the truth on motivation, you can now overcome procrastination and start moving into the next zone, which is the fear zone. But you have to follow everything I'm telling you, or you're gonna get stuck with the 99%. It's truly that easy. And if you want to make it easier, surround yourself with other guys that are just as hungry, that have the same mindset. That's what we want to do with our brotherhood. With the Institute, I want those guys that are hungry, that want to connect with other guys, because it is your loneliness, it is the fact that you're stuck in your room with nothing to do that's stopping you from growing. Look, we're launching September 15th, but you can reserve your spot today for $1. That $1 will give you a 7-day trial where you can get in, get used to it, and then it's just 50 bucks a month. That's nothing. Considering we're gonna be traveling the world, I'm gonna be selecting 10 of you every single month to go somewhere. Tokyo, Paris, New York, pay hotel, pay flights, pay everything, so we can all learn together. If you guys want to reserve your spot, I would run now. Click the link down below. But let's move on to level 2, the fear zone. 50% of people will make it here, and only 1% will make it out of here. This is the most difficult part of the journey, not because it's hard, but because fear is gonna sink in, and it's gonna kill all your potential. Takes us to number 3. Your family will treat you differently. The first fearful hurdle you're gonna cross is when you decide to make a significant change in your life, such as, let's say, quitting video games to pick up weightlifting. You're going to experience a psychological phenomenon called cognitive dissonance. This occurs when your actions begin to contradict previous beliefs and behavior. For example, let's say you're a longtime video gamer. Chances are you've expressed how much you love video games. You recommended games to your friends and you've experienced immense joy every time you play them. But at some point, you realize Gaming was consuming too much of your time. It was becoming detrimental to you. So you decide to quit. You watch one of my videos and you start embracing healthier hobbies like weightlifting. This shift is what creates cognitive dissonance as you now reflect on your new actions against all your old beliefs. So during this transition, your family, your friends, they might treat you differently. And it's not about them being unsupportive. It's about them adjusting to the new you. They have known you one way for so long that this sudden change, it's gonna be unsettling for them. They may even question your choices, express concern, making you doubt whether you're even making the right decision. This is natural. This moves us to number 4. You have to cut off your friends. Most men, they're afraid to cut off their bad friends, which is why so many will quit at this level. So, to make it as simple as possible, I want to do a tier list of all the friends you should avoid and which ones are the ones you should surround yourself with. So let's start with these guys, right? Let's move these guys into the D tier category. These are the most dangerous people in your inner circle. Friends who are ambitious, yet very lazy. It's the worst type of friend to have because these are the guys that constantly wait for opportunities to come instead of working towards them. Next up, all right, let's move these guys into the C tier. These are the friends that are always busy, but in reality, they're just addicted to social media and doom scrolling. These are the guys that prefer to stay home versus work with you towards some bigger vision. All right, next up, these flaky guys into B tier. These are the type of friends that they're somewhat reliable, but they're flaky. You can't fully count on them. This is the type of guy that he'll go to the gym with you for a week and then out of nowhere, suddenly stop going with. They lack consistency. Now, these aren't the worst friends to have, but they're not the ones that you can truly rely on when life gets tough. All right, let's move this type of friend up to the A tier. Yeah, and these are good because this is the type of friend who's open to talking to you, to hearing you out. They pay attention to what you say, to what's going on, and they're just a great active listener. And finally, the supportive guy. This dude is S tier, God tier. This is the friend that's ultra reliable. They're inspiring, they're supportive. These are the type of friends that you can comfortably share your success with them and they're gonna celebrate with you. They're not gonna be envious of you. These are also the type of friends that are often focused on self-development like you are. In other words, they're like-minded like you. And I know, you're probably hearing this and thinking, damn, I don't have anybody that looks like that. Yeah, because an S tier type of friend, they're 1 in a million. They're not only hard to find, but because you can't find people that are like-minded to you, it's very easy to start feeling lonely, like nobody fully understands your journey and your growth. That's what I'm trying to solve with the Institute. That's why I'm on this mission. September 15th, we're less than a week away from launch. My goal is to get guys like you, guys like me, that are obsessed with self-development and growth together in the world's best community so we can all grow together and push each other, have great experiences, and actually connect with guys that fully understand you. Bro, if you feel like you're already part of this mission, you know you want to be that guy, don't wait till September 15th. Those slots are going to fill out. You're the type of guy that takes action. So I would click the link down below, reserve your slot for $1. You're going to get a 7-day free trial where you can see how great the community is. And after that, it's just $50 a month. And you're going to be on the world's greatest mission to change a whole generation of men. See you boys inside. By making it past the comfort zone and the fear zone, you're past 90% of the entire population. You just passed the 2 hardest zones where most quit. And now, there's only 1 more zone you need to cross to be a 1% guy. Level 3, the growth zone. Only 1% of people ever make it here. And they remain here because of certain habits and traits that they possess. Which takes me to tip number 5. Behave like the 1% behave. And this is where I want you to start acting richer than you actually are. Look, since I moved to New York, I've been to almost every expensive club. The most expensive one, Amman, costs $200,000 a year as a membership. And I've had tons of conversations with wealthy people. And I've seen a lot of internal and external habits of how they act. And the crazy part is that they're free. Anybody can act this way. Anybody can do these. I want to share with you 5 of these that all of you can start doing. 1, successful people don't just surround themselves with people that have made it. Instead, they also form strong connections with people who are on a similar journey as they are, so they can support and motivate each other. They're on the same level of hunger, same level of grind. They share the same struggles. They celebrate wins together. For you, you can do the same. That's what I'm trying to do with the Institute, building the best men's community online of men that are hungry to grow. 2, they leave no room for negativity in their schedule. To achieve their goals, they're very selective about how they spend their time. 3, rather than jumping in with solutions right away, they spend most of their time listening and understanding situation. It's almost like they dedicate 70% of the time to listen and only 30% of the time talking. 4, this one was so funny to me. They almost always introduce themselves to people using their first and last name. It's almost to like establish their importance or their presence. And 5, they break down their thoughts into the most simplest terms so anyone can understand them. They do this so they can open up as many opportunities or partnerships as possible, as they want to do business with other wealthy men. A great example of this is Elon Musk. The dude's a genius, but anytime you listen to him, he's easy to understand. Understanding these habits of the top 1% will get you acting like the rich, even if you don't have the money. Ultimately takes me to number 6. You have to specialize in one skill. If you are 20 years old and you want to become a millionaire, here is the fastest way. Forget about the money. You need to understand that your first 10 clients or your first job should be paying you with experience, not money. There's a guy on TikTok and on YouTube, he's called SB Mowing. And all he does is post himself cutting other people's lawns for free, their overgrown lawns. And all those views he gets are then leads that he uses to sell merch and sell his landscaping services. The reason I'm telling you this is because too many guys go into this money-hungry mindset thinking that they know everything already. The truth is that you don't. You need to find a skill and then specialize in it. And the only way you can do that is by doing it repeatedly for people and getting good results. Now, if you truly paid attention to everything I said in this video, you understand how to get past 99% of people. And you also realize that most of these things will take you less than 5 minutes a day to do. For those of you ready to take action, I'll see you inside the Institute, dropping September 15th. I'll have a link down below.